Dude, crazy as shit. I didn't even know. So I didn't know that you could have any nudity on YouTube, right? Until Tyler showed us last night that apparently if it's branched under educational, you can just show whole on camera on YouTube.
Last night Tyler did share a video with the group of a guy giving a tutorial on how to shave your butthole. And in the first 4 seconds of the video, the guy full on spreads cheek.
Yeah, dude, he makes his asshole talk.
How did that even come up? Like, how did we get to the point in conversation where Tyler was
watching Naked? So we were talking about Naked Attraction, which is a dating show, I guess you could call it, where it's Naked Attraction.
Yeah,
right?
Naked Attraction is a wild dating show. I've talked about it on podcasts in the past. It's a British show, from memory, and it's like the way it works is, and by the way, full nudity, uncensored on TV because it falls under the category of educational, which is, I don't know how it's educational, because at one point of an episode that we're watching last night, like Tyler was skipping through one and the girl's tits come up on the screen and then the guy goes, "Oh, you could play with those." How is that educational?
What do you mean, Luke? He's showing the heterosexual mindset of a male
learned that
online.
men are horny.
Men are horny.
I didn't know that already, so I guess thanks for that. Yeah, but it's a show where they will 3 or 4 like naked people will stand there completely nude, and then as the show goes on, like at first it's waist below gets revealed, and the rest of them is like behind a screen.
Yeah.
And then it will be like, then they'll show like their chest area. And then the final reveal. In each round, they have to remove one person. So it's wild. When there's the women naked and the guys they're choosing, it's wild just sitting there on the couch assessing for pussies. I'm not going to lie. It's
so weird. But the funniest one was when... The funniest app that we saw, like clip of the app, was this guy very, like he said in that he eliminated her because she didn't have enough like meat on her bones. Like he lacked something to like grab.
Yeah.
But like all that he saw was technically just her pussy. And then when they revealed her, he audibly just goes, "Fuck."
He just goes, "Oh no."
He's just like, oh.
But like as he goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna have to eliminate number 4," and then they reveal her whole body, and like she's super hot.
She's like a supermodel,
model-looking chick. Let's be honest, double D tits.
Yeah.
And then the look on this guy's face.
He's like, "What have I done?"
I don't know. The whole thing is just bizarre. I feel like a lot of people will be familiar with it, but yeah. And then we were saying like, how is this allowed on television? Blah blah blah. And then Tyler was like, "Dude, you can show whole on YouTube," and I was like, "No, you can't."
Yeah, it's because we've done. I think I was thinking, oh, you can't do it, but I think it's just the monetization. You can't get monetized for it. But just because, like, I remember the shit that we had to go through for that Tekashi video that you did, where you did a music review, and we were showing. The clips where they're like pouring milk on their titties.
But that just got demonetized and age gated. So maybe you have to be 18 plus to watch it.
Yeah,
you still will be on the platform. But the main problem with those old music review videos that I used to do, the reason why I stopped them is because I kept on getting copyrighted. Like the record labels just strike them and take them down.
Yeah, right.
So there's no point in doing them anymore.
But I for some reason I just had it in my head like, oh, you cannot show any nudity on YouTube. So in the first 4 seconds of that video, when he just spreads a hole, I was like, oh my God.
Because sometimes YouTube will ask me like, did you say shit in the first 7 seconds of this video? And I'm like, sometimes I do in like a crab word clip or like say an F word or something.
Or in this podcast,
Dude.
I will accidentally drop the F bomb in like the first 15 seconds and we're like, damn it, we have to retake it.
It's every episode.
It's every episode now.
And never has it been like, have you shown the inside of your anus to the viewership? I don't know why brands don't want to like.
So anyway, guys, what we're saying is we're going to start showing whole on camera for YouTube.
Yeah, now that we know this is a thing, who knows if we're going to explore it on the channel. But I think it's wild that some brands don't want to be a part of that content. Like, if you are Manscaped, you should be definitely sponsoring those videos.
Yeah. They're the only videos that you should be sponsoring,
I'm not saying all brands should be. Like, it would be a bit weird if Macca's was sponsoring it or something. I don't know. It doesn't feel like a good brand fit, like Butthole and Big Mac. It's a Mick Hole.
Yeah, but it was freaking wild. That blew my mind because I did not think you could show any nudity.
That's a little fun thing. If you didn't know that, to start your weekend, you can go watch some lactation videos this weekend on YouTube.
The only thing was, it was just like the guy's whole channel was just like dedicated to like him maintaining his asshole.
Yeah, is it really? Wait, so in every video he's just spreads cheek.
Totally showing me.
I'll be completely honest. Like, how much maintenance does it need to where like you're
a lot.
uploading weekly content? How do you make it different? Like, one week it's like a tier list video on like products that he manicures his hole with.
You can do a lot of videos on your butthole, I guess, because you can bleach it, you can pluck it, you can.
But
no one's plucking their asshole, but you could.
But I like I don't even manicure my garden at home, like my actual garden.
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about my pubes.
Oh, I know. Now before we keep going, I feel like we should try and spin the wheel now.
Yeah.
Get it out the way and then really get into the episode. Luke, what are you hoping for this weekend? We're currently
turn up. I've got my biggest shows I've ever done in Sydney on the weekend. Oh yeah,
the Enmore.
Yep,
very exciting stuff. Definitely turn up. All right. Guys, did you think that I actually brought the spinning wheel? No, I didn't do the one job that I was supposed to do, which was bring the spinning wheel.
Well, we have a portable one.
But I have a portable one on my phone as well. So we're using the phone today.
Right, she's spinning it.
Just spinning it. Spinning.
Come on, dude.
Turn up! Oh my God.
Turn up.
Dude, that was crazy. It usually just like clicks straight onto it, but that actually really slowly turned from a wind down to a turn up.
Yeah, good.
Let's go.
That's what I wanted.
The phone agrees it's with us. The phone agrees. Yeah, we've been on a roll with these, haven't we? Oh no, last week we got a wind down when we. Oh no, we did want that.
Did I remember?
The wheel told us what we wanted before we even knew what we wanted.
I don't live in the past, brother.
Now, Luke, you have something that you wanted to say. Do you want me to say my thing or do you want to say your thing first?
Yeah, I can do it.
All right, go on.
I mean, it's not really. It's just me telling a little anecdote that happened yesterday.
Oh, fun.
So it's not like, I would say it's a bite-sized piece of content. It's a little nugget to start off the episode.
Yeah. Give us the nugget.
If you guys are peckish for a bit of a giggle, I've got something for you. But if you wanted like a full meal, I don't have that. Yesterday in the car, I truly found out how gullible Meg was. I know that in the past you like have been known to believe some pretty dumb shit, but this one I said as a clear joke, and I'll be honest, it wasn't a great joke. I'm just going to put it out.
I didn't know the place existed.
I put it out there. I'm not saying it's my best. We're talking like we're on an 8.5 hour road trip and I'm bored out of my mind just trying to entertain myself.
Yeah.
So I throw out 5s. Sometimes I throw out 2s in the car. And I would rate this like a soft 4.
Dude, this is the most autistic thing I've ever done.
It's not autistic. It's nothing to do with that.
Yes, it does, because I took you literally. That's is the
true.
actual definition of autism right there.
Yeah, but maybe I just need to be better at delivering comedy. I don't know.
No, you were too good at it.
I just thought it was so obvious it was a joke.
You were so good that I thought it was real, and I was like asking questions and stuff, and you thought I was playing into the bit.
I thought you were just riffing on the bit with me.
When I was genuinely asking you about it, you tell the story.
So we went past a place on the highway called Puckapunyal, right? And it's like, if you international viewers, if you don't know, Australia has like obscure names for towns.
Yeah.
Often like I always get that comment like Australian names are crazy. Often they're like indigenous names of like towns, like what the original one. I'm not sure why Puckapunyal is called that. I've never been there, but it's a turn off the freeway.
You had a pretty good definition.
And I just go to Meg. I was like, "Oh, It's actually quite sad, the history of Puckapunyal. There was an animal hundreds of years ago called the panyal. Because what I said, this is what I couldn't believe you took it seriously. What I said didn't make sense because I was like, hundreds of years ago there was an animal. I was like, it was a marsupial called the panyal.
Yeah, but also one, I didn't see the name of the place, so I didn't even know that you were talking about like this place.
But I said like the history of that of that place.
Yeah, but I think I wasn't like really playing into it, so I just kind of switched on as soon as you said that there used to be an animal.
Sure,
called
but then this is where you should have caught my lie, because I was like, yes, there used to be this native animal called it was a marsupial called the panyal, and quite a dark history of the town. The reason why it's called Puckapunyal is because the townsfolk like lined up with their hockey sticks and would just flick pucks into the panyals, and obviously like, and became like a yearly event where they would puck a panyal in the face, and then they all died, and now panyals are completely extinct, and that's why we don't have panyals anymore. And I was like, and that's why you've never seen a panyal. But isn't that so sad? And I'll be honest, hundreds of years ago in Australia, we didn't know what hockey was, mate. Like, we didn't have pucks. What are you?
I was asking him like, oh, did your dad?
Hundreds of years ago,
did your dad tell you that, or like, did your dad who taught you this fact? I was like, was it your dad? Because I know you used to go on road trips, so I was like actually asking questions. Because at first you thought I was playing along with you.
Yeah, at first you were like, oh, that's so sad. And I was like, I know. And then I kept going on with it. I was like, yeah, just to think, I'm like, there's a statue of like a puck going through a panyal's brain in the town. And I'm just saying all this stupid shit. Thinking like,
that's fucking horrible.
We're just having this like 3 out of 10 riff to kill the time before we like get to the Gunda Guy KFC.
And then the only reason why I found out was because I was like, oh, can you show me a photo of what a panyal looks like? Because I don't think I've seen one of them before.
Yeah, and then I hinted like a little bit of sincerity in your voice, and I was like, yeah, I'll get one up. And then I started like, I was gonna just Google something. I don't know. I was trying to like think of what I could Google.
Well, you said that their heads looked like pucks as well. I was like, are they ugly or are they cute? And you were like, oh, they're kind of ugly. Why do you think they put pucks into them?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
I was like, they're ugly.
And then you were like, they're like this kind of old school possum. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, I was picturing an armadillo.
And that's when I realized like, oh, okay, she is 100% thinks I'm serious. And then I just kept doing it the whole way along. Like, we'd go past like another town name, and I'd just be like, oh, you know the history of that. But after that, you'd clued into what I was doing.
Yeah, I'd clued in after that, obviously. But for so long, I was like, these poor panyals, man. Like, that sucks that these disgusting townspeople were killing these panyals with pucks.
I'm going to try the next time I go past Puckapunyal on the Hume Highway. Like, if you're ever going past, I want that to become like a challenge people do now in the car. Like, if you have to drive between Melbourne and Sydney or Melbourne and Canberra, wherever you're going.
You have to tell them the history of Puckapunyal.
Yes, you to start sincerely in the car telling people that dark history of Puckapunyal about putting the pucks. So if you don't know, so just in case, just so you can get your story straight in the car, once a year, this is years ago, if someone asks about gold rush times.
Okay, gold rush.
Just after the gold rush, once it was all settled. And the townsfolk, once a year, then they started making a holiday where they would collect panyals, put them in the town square, and then put pucks through their head. And you got to like reinforce as well that it's like not funny.
No,
because it's like horrible thing that they were doing, and now that they're extinct. And you can even be like, like how Tassie tigers are extinct. And just if you could just say things confidently, you'll get a Meg once in a while that will just believe it.
A Meg will come around and she will feel sympathy for those panyals.
Yeah, so that was
don't exist. Never did.
I'll be honest, a little concerning. I was like, okay.
It's mental illness, isn't it? Dude, I just have never, I was like, oh man, I thought I'd like gotten over this phase, like this stage of it where I'm like, I can kind of tell sarcasm and stuff now. Yeah. But that just was so evident that I have not.
It made me realize in that moment how many people over the years must have taken advantage of you.
Too many.
In just like for just weird lies like
dude,
that.
When I was a kid, like they didn't know at the time that I took everything like literally.
Wasn't there something about the butter?
Oh, I would eat the butter from the fridge.
No, but someone told you like the top layer of the butter was moldy?
No.
No?
No.
Didn't you tell me that once?
No.
Or someone's told me that before. And I remember thinking that's insane.
Nah, I used to eat the butter. I used to, because you know how you used to have like this old sticks of butter? Like they didn't come in the container. They were just sticks of butter.
I remember sticks of cheese.
No, like the block of butter. And it was like wrapped in like a wrapping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can still get that.
Yeah, you can still get that for like cooking and stuff. But we only used to get them. And I used to take them. Like I used to steal them from the fridge when mum and dad weren't looking, and then I would run under my bed and eat them.
You'd eat butter?
Yeah, I'd eat the whole...
Like fruit?
Yeah, I'd eat the whole stick. I'd just keep like munching, and then mum would come in the fridge. She wouldn't see the butter there, and she'd go, God damn it! And she'd like run down. She'd go, Meg, you got the butter again. And I'd be like, no, I don't. And then I'll come out with like butter everywhere, and she'd be like, you've got it everywhere.
You're like... Meg, you look like a piece of popcorn.
Yeah.
You definitely have the butter.
You have become the butter. You are the stick of butter. Yeah, that was my weird butter thing that I used to do as a kid. Okay. But
that's actually weirder.
No, there was people used to tell me shit like all the time, and I just would take it like so literally. And the issue came later in life when I'd be like too old, you know, to believe what they had said, and I'm like telling other people what they said thinking that it's fact, and the other people are like, you're fucking crazy. That's not how that works. And so like that, a lot of people took advantage over the years. A lot of people.
By the way, we're recording this in Wollongong.
Yeah.
Said that at the start. Quite a underrated spot, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, it's nice.
Wollongong's really nice. Every time I come here, I have such a pleasant time.
You went for a run today on the beach?
Beautiful run.
You said that you almost sunk into the sand though.
Yeah, I gave up on the beach running about 2 kilometers in. I was sinking like quite soft sand. Flaccid, if you will.
Flaccid sand. I haven't heard that expression before, but...
It was just sinking every step. I felt like I was going deeper. It felt like quicksand, if I'm being honest.
Now, Luke, I need your help and I need your advice on something. So my niece and nephew, I don't get to see them a lot throughout the year because obviously with touring and stuff, and then they're also at school often when we come back from tour, it'll be during the week. So they'll have like school and extracurricular activities and everything. So I won't usually get to see them.
You're a Disney auntie.
I am a Disney auntie.
You come in once every few months and you sweep them off their feet with presents and activities, and then you go, I'll see you in a year.
Yeah. I go, I'll see you in another 6 weeks. All right. Goodbye, everyone. And then I leave. I was playing with them not too long ago, though, like the last time that I had seen them. And I realized that they are now at the stage where their play pretend is getting interesting. You know how like play pretend, you start off with like mums and dads when you're like real little, or like you'll start off with like mundane things like you're a dog and this is like a pet store and you're like starting off little things. Xavier's
Cops and Robbers is a common. I'll be honest.
That's a little bit older. That's more adventurous. Cops and Robbers is fun.
I mean, I'll be honest. As a kid, I wasn't playing mums and dads.
No. But you know what? That was just an example.
I wasn't like 5 years old. Like my dream is to be a father.
No. No, but like
I would love to nurture some children who are my age.
No, but surely.
Fuck's dream as a kid is to be a parent. They're 5. They need their parents.
But like girls did that. They used to play like mums and dads and they would say play family. Like a lot of girls would do that. Maybe not the guys. But like what was your play pretend? Like do you never like pretend you're on a pirate ship.
Yeah,
and like you're on an adventure, like you're fighting sea monsters or
like cubby house. Usually it was like some kind of fortress we'd build and then we would get attacked.
Yes.
By invisible things.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not mum and dad's.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So like
I'm getting attacked and I'm like, Mom.
No.
Papa. I invite them into the fortress.
Father, no! He falls off the boat and you're like, no! I've become a single parent.
Yeah, but I was an asshole. I was like Kylo Ren. I was like, no. And then my dad, imaginary, was like, oh wait, I'd be the dad. Never mind.
Yeah, that's anyway. No, but like you start off when you're like kid before you get to that stage of doing like smaller stuff. You don't go straight into like fighting swords play usually. You can't even remember what your first play pretend was because that's why.
I used to have an imaginary friend called Mr. Bunk.
Oh, you did actually? No, that's fucking weird.
We used to juggle together. He sucked at juggling. The balls always hit the ground.
Did you like in your kid mind, were you like, did you have like a full sketch of what this guy looked like?
From memory, mum and dad have been like, you described him to us a few times as like a friendly purple Sesame Street-esque monster, but almost like Monsters Inc. type monster.
Like the
just like, you know, like those
like
ones
Grimace?
like the ones that kind of on the scare floor. Like I imagine him like a purple version of the 2319 guy that gets shaved.
Bro,
like a big friendly giant.
There was like some demon or shit that was hanging around you and you're like,
no, it was just like a friend.
You're getting like possessed.
But I used to like Monsters Inc. So
it's probably just been.
It was like, you know, like
Sully, but purple.
Yeah, but like but one of like those like B grade characters that just walk past.
Yeah.
When Sally and Mark are walking into Monsters Inc. and there's people walking past, the guy that's not in focus, that would be Mr. Bunk.
Did you actually learn how to juggle from him, or were you guys like, we don't know how to juggle, but we're gonna juggle?
No, I mean I used to juggle with grandma and mum.
Oh,
we used to go shopping.
Yeah.
And if I was good at the shops, they would juggle with me when we came home.
What? And one day Mr. Bunk just was like, all right, I'm going to go get a pack of ciggies. See you later. And he never came back.
Well, I think Mr. Bunk was a product of my brother going to school. And then the 2 years going to school when I was 3 to 5, I was chilling by myself all day.
Oh, you were just lonely. That's so sad.
Hey, if you don't have a friend, invent one in your brain.
Oh my God, that's so sad.
It was either that or hanging out with mum. So I chose Mr. Bunk because I didn't have any lads there, you know.
You needed more of the lads.
Because dad went to work.
One day,
Jack went to school.
One day we're all going to like leave the house and leave you alone in it. And we're going to get back and you're just going to be having a beer with Mr. Bunk on the couch.
Yeah, it sounds sick, dude.
Catching up.
Because he likes everything I like. I'm like,
no shit.
Yeah, dude.
If you didn't, wouldn't you get into fights all the time?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, you want to watch me play Fortnite for 17 hours? And he's going to be like, yes. And I'm like, dude, you're the best guy ever. I love you. Yeah,
Mr. Bunk is actually just clinically depressed after watching your life play
yeah,
out.
I used to imagine shit. I have a good imagination. Still do.
Yeah. Well, okay. So Xavier and Grace, more so Xavier, because Grace is still a little bit younger, but like Grace kind of plays along into what Xavier kind of creates. He started coming up with like more hectic play pretend, like the, you know, sea monsters or fortress, or, you know, you're a knight and you got to save a donkey. I don't know. Like he's just coming up with like wild shit, right? That was definitely from my brain.
Saved. I was going to say, like he doesn't want to save a princess. He's like, oh fuck, I want to get that donkey back. Like,
yeah, dude, who the fuck wants a princess when you can have a donkey?
I think your nephew's gay.
Okay, sorry. So he started watching like more YouTube videos and stuff, and I don't know how he managed to find it, but he got into like scary clowns, you know, like the videos where like you get stalked by a clown or something.
Who is supervising him? This is what happens. You leave for 3 months. Is it like, who else is there? Where's your sister? What do you mean he's watching Scary Clowns? He's 8.
He's watching Scary Clowns.
He should be watching like Mr. Beast.
No, he really likes the acting in it. He likes the acting style of a scary like movie where like you see something and you like freak out. So like we were like pretending the last time we were there that he was like, oh, let's pretend that like we can like see a scary clown coming in the distance, and like what would we do if we like saw that? And we were being different sorts of characters. So he was like, I'm gonna be one of those blonde chicks with the big boobs, and he was like, oh no! And
he said big boobs.
Yeah, he's like, oh no! And he started running and like falling over, and he's like, no, I can't get up.
This guy's been watching too much Naked Attraction.
I was fucking dying. I was howling, laughing. And that was when you guys were sitting on the inside. And I was just outside like losing my fucking mind because this kid came up with this concept. And I was like, that is so niche. Anyway.
I thought kids would just be like making up shit of like YouTubers now. Like they're play pretend instead of like sea monsters. They're like, they're just looking at a fake camera and they're just like, last one to leave the circle wins a packet of Smith's chips and a high five from me.
They do that. They actually do that.
And they pretend like they're in game show. Mr.
No, they
Beast
vlog
style.
every single day. For real though. They take Matt's phone, which is their dad. They take Matt's phone and they vlog every day.
We've talked about this before,
They
but
go,
maybe on the Patreon.
hey guys, welcome to my channel. And they do it in like the American accent as well.
Oh,
like these kids know how to actually do an American accent now because that's all they watch is just YouTube videos of vloggers. It's so crazy. Anyway.
What happened to like Paw Patrol?
Oh, I mean, Paw Patrol still slaps.
Like
Bluey still slaps.
Bluey, yeah. Why aren't they like? I never used
They
to.
They do watch that, but Xavier's more like, Xavier's definitely more into the YouTubing world of it. Like last one to leave the circle gets a Ferrari. Like all of those videos.
I mean, I watch that shit too.
And now apparently, we're judging, but we do the exact same shit.
I'm just like, what? Mr. Beast winning a $1 million yacht?
I gotta see that. Gotta see that lifestyle. Yeah, but I wanted to come up with or try and like create this like long play, like play pretend storyline so that when I come back, it's like a season finale. And it's like, you know, something hectic happens. But then when I go away, I give them almost like little tasks and stuff to do that they can like create their own story and like build on this like storyline themselves so that when I come back, it's even more exciting because it means like, let's fucking go. Shit's about to go down. And so I was thinking, originally I was thinking going the scary clown route, where only kids can see these clowns, but once you turn into an adult, you can no longer see them. So the only people that can fight them are the kids. But like I'm just kind of like there being like, where's the clown? But then I figured no, because if he brings other kids into it and he's like, there's a bunch of scary clowns rolling around that only we can see but the adults can't see, that could create some pretty severe nightmares.
You are overcomplicating fun.
No.
And play pretend.
No, we're having fun. We're having fun.
You're creating rules.
No.
In a world that doesn't exist.
Exactly. You're creating an entire thing here. It's you haven't even heard. Yeah, mate, I've created this. The first one is the setup. So I need to create some. I was thinking like, I don't know, instead of scary clowns, they're like something like meepsters or some meepers or I don't know. What's the opposite of a warm fuzzy? Do you remember what warm fuzzies were?
The feeling?
Yeah. No. But like, so in primary school, they like had what like a warm fuzzy was, and then you'd write on the back of the warm fuzzy like something nice, and you'd give it to someone. You never had that? You never know what a warm
like
fuzzy was?
Like a piece of paper?
No, like an actual warm fuzzy, like the character of a warm fuzzy. You didn't have warm fuzzies? Anyone know what a warm fuzzy was? You guys suck. You guys suck so much.
I don't know what the fuck any of this is about.
Okay, let's create a new character entirely.
Okay.
What is, like, you've got scary clowns, and then what's another thing that's a little bit less scary, a little bit more comedic for the kids, but that they have to fight. They're like in an endless battle with these things. What about Galoopsters?
Galoopsters is good.
And like before
Run by King Galeep.
King Galeep. Mm-hmm. I like that. And before they like charge, they're like Galoop.
Yeah, but they smell.
They smell?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we've got the Galoopsters. We've got our evil people that we're trying to fight. So the first thing when I get back is the setup. I have to explain to them what they are and why adults can't see them, and that they're the only ones that can see them and that can fight them. Yeah. Now, next step, I give them a box of imaginary weapons. Is that not okay? Can I be like, here's a box of imaginary weapons, take out a weapon? Is that like encouraging too much violence?
I mean, I'm
going to go that it's okay.
They already are quite violent.
Yeah. Okay, good. So I give them a box of weapons. I leave, but I say to them, when I'm gone, you guys have to train. You guys have to prepare for this galooping war against the Galoopsters. So then I get back. We have an epic battle in the park between like us and the Galoopsters. And we're just like going ham. We think that we've won, and they think that this is the end of our play pretend series on this, right? And then I tell them, it's okay, guys. I'm going to come back tomorrow. We're going to like make sure that these guys are gone. It's going to be all good. Then they're like, no worries. See ya, Auntie Meg. I actually leave to Queensland, so I'm not actually going to see them for like 2 months, right? But instead of me obviously being there the next day, I send them a tape. Maybe not a tape because we don't have tapes anymore and they wouldn't know what a tape is. But I send them a video. It's a hostage video. The Galoopsters are holding me hostage.
Okay.
Is that too far?
Yeah, it feels like 90s WWE like arc of just like...
Dude, that's awesome. That's the biggest compliment you've ever given me.
Dudes in a writing room just coked up being like, all right, and what about if like someone gets kidnapped?
Yeah. And then...
I just don't know if like you can force kids to be into something.
They probably won't go along with it, but that's what it's kind of an experiment. I just want to see what they would do and if this is actually like fueling them. Because for me, I'm like, fuck yeah, that would be so good as a kid. Because like if I had a storyline like that, I would be training for months.
I mean, I wouldn't want someone to implement any structure onto my imagination.
Well, no, that's the thing. There's no structure. Technically, they're like creating the rest of it. You know, I give them a base storyline. They create the rest of it. For instance, like training and stuff. Like I'm like, go train. I don't know what the fuck they're going to do.
If I'm being completely honest, this just feels like you're trying to make up for you just going away.
No, it's also...
Maybe just spend more time with them.
No, it's also I really like playing play pretend, but this is the only way that I can do it as an adult.
Yeah, right.
Because otherwise, like, if I go outside right now and start fucking throwing down a play pretend Galoopster, you guys are going to be like, oh, that's a bit weird,
I'd be
isn't
like,
it?
Megs on crack.
Yeah, Megs on drugs.
Yeah.
But when you do it with kids, you just seem like the fun auntie who's going along with it.
Well, what about you tell them, no, instead of Galoopsters, you need to tell them that they're pannules.
Oh, pannules.
Yeah. And then you need to puck them.
No. No.
They need to puck those pannules. And then the if you really like, when you get back from tour, then you take him to the origin place, puck a panule.
I'm not taking him
of where the first pannules got pucked and teach them about the dark history of the pannules. No,
because the pannules aren't the bad guys in that. The humans are.
Yeah, and you're right. That's not make-believe. That's 100% true.
Yeah, so it's 100% real. So that's crazy that you were going play pretend on based off something that was real.
Yeah, right.
But then I'm like, you guys have to steal one of their guys now. I'm like, you have to kidnap them. So then they have another thing that they can play where it's like, okay, let's pretend to steal one of their Galoopsters. And then the day that I get back, they get a cryptic message saying, meet us in the park, bring the galoopster. We have your auntie. And then they come to the park and I'm tied to a chair.
Sure. By then they'll probably just be like, oh yeah, no, we don't like them. We just
So I'm just tied
now we play cops
to
and
a
robbers.
chair in the middle of
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
it feels like you're trying to force this.
I am trying to force it. Absolutely. This is a forced thing, but it's also, I don't know, as a kid, like if someone gave me this storyline, that would be like the best thing that anyone would have given me. Because like I used to run with a storyline for months at a time. So like my main one was in the forest. I was like the forest keeper. And so I would just like pretend like there was a bunch of like, you know, fairies and goblins and whatnot going on. And I did that for probably not months. It was years. And then it stopped when I was 12 because I got told I was weird.
I mean, 12's pretty late.
Yeah. I got found in the backyard with a broomstick doing like karate moves. Yeah. And then I got laughed at by Kirsten's friends. And then I stopped. It was so sad.
I mean, someone probably should have come in earlier, really. I mean, you were lucky that happened when you were 12. If you would have been like year 10 doing that shit in fucking lunchtime.
Dude, that would have been awesome. But this is my chance. This is my chance to bring back the play pretend.
Yeah, right.
It was so good. Although I got offended the other day because we were at a mate's house and he has 2 kids. And I was playing with the kids and they were like, let's play family. And I was like, oh, okay. But like I'm always the dog because I've always been the dog in the game Family. Like, you know, mums, dads, everything. Yeah. And they were like, no, you have to be the mum because you're the oldest.
Doesn't make sense.
And I was like, no.
Crazy that there's like an 8-year-old throwing more logic at the situation than you are.
Yeah, I was like, that sucks. I don't want to be the mum.
Why can't I be the pet? It's like,
yeah,
I was like,
I want to be the dog.
I don't know, you're 3 times my age. Maybe that's
Yeah, I was like, why do I have to be the fucking mum? I don't want to do that.
So did you end up being the mum or the dog?
No, I straight up just like threw her down. I was like, no. And then I ran away.
You assaulted a kid and then went, woof, 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 I'm a dog.
We were on a trampoline, okay?
God.
Okay.
Who's letting you near their children? It's so concerning.
Yeah, so that's my long haul idea. The crescendo ends at Christmas Day when I surprise them because they don't know if I'm going up to Sydney for Christmas and I'm going to surprise them by rocking up on the day.
I can't believe you're going to spend, I mean, I can't believe your whole family's there. So that's a good reason. But just fuck going to Sydney voluntarily.
Dude, I'm not choosing
I don't think I've ever been to Sydney not for comedy.
Yeah.
Like I've never just been there. Oh no, I went there once on a family holiday when I was in like year 10. I could not think of anything worse.
Yeah. It sucks.
Than to like be there on Christmas.
Yeah. I'm so excited. If my family's watching, I'm so excited. Oh, I have new teeth. My teeth are back. When I smiled at the camera, I realized that I have my old teeth back and no one's seen them yet.
Meg got new teeth. She was so nervous.
Oh, they're my old teeth.
When Meg got her teeth, it's okay, you explain what happened.
Well, so I've already explained it in previous episodes, but basically like the old teeth that I had my front 6 teeth were actually this like composite bonding, which is like veneers. It's like the step before veneers. So it's not veneers. It doesn't like ruin your original teeth, but like they put this stuff over your teeth to kind of try and create new ones to make them look straight. But when they were a bit too big for me. They didn't look like my natural teeth. And I really liked my natural teeth. I just wanted them a little bit straighter. So I decided to get them taken off. But I forgot how tiny my original teeth were. And I forgot that I have bunny teeth. So it means like when I just like kind of stand there normally and like sit with a like no real expression, I look like a bunny because my 2 front teeth are so much bigger than the other teeth.
Yeah, Mega's resting rabbit face.
Yeah. And then the other day I was just standing looking, I don't know what I was looking at. I was looking at something out of the window and Luke was just staring at me and I was like, what? And he was like, that's like the first time I actually noticed the bunny teeth stare because that you were talking about.
You came home after getting your old teeth removed and your original ones in and were like acting like it was this crazy change. You were like, oh, I don't want to look at you. And like, you were
It
like,
is a big
you were
change.
looking down and you were trying to talk with your mouth open. And I'm like, honestly, it's really not that different.
It is massively different. There is such a gigantic difference. It's just because my natural teeth obviously suit me better than what the other teeth were. So of course, like soon as I come in, it's like, they're not worse, so it's like you're not going to notice them as much.
Yeah, sure. But it's just like, and then you're like, no, I look like a bunny, I look like a rabbit, blah, blah, blah. And you're saying stuff. And I was like, I don't really see it. Cool. A few days went by, and then I saw Meg staring like out a window, just
I did not look like that. I wasn't doing this.
Okay. Well, if you're a Looney Tune, you wouldn't have been.
I was literally just staring.
Runner.
I was staring and in my natural, just stance.
I thought you were going to be like, what's up, dog?
What's up, dog? Although, you know what? Dad used to do that to me a lot when I was a kid. I thought it was just because of Bugs Bunny because I really liked him. But now I'm like, maybe there was something in that. Oh, maybe it was like, yeah, you look like a fucking bunny.
But it was only when you were just staring out in a trance of thought that you rested your teeth just over your bottom lip, and I just thought it was funny. But other than that, I don't think it's that different. And also, it looks good.
Thank you.
I think you look nice.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get braces. Yay, to straighten them. But
yeah,
that's it, really.
Welcome your new teeth into the world, guys. Let's welcome Megs' new teeth.
Thank you so much.
And I think you look great. And
Good to be here.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Always remember that no one really cares about anyone else, unfortunately, and everyone, it's always like people are so self-conscious, they think everyone's looking at them all the time. No one really gives a shit. When you go out in public, do you look at other people's teeth? Fuck no.
There were quite a few comments that I got at the shows.
Really?
Yeah. They were like something. They were like, oh, something's different, and they were like, did you get your teeth done? And I was like, yeah, I got them taken off. And they were like, oh, okay. Because when you're standing up close to me, it does look quite jarring.
You didn't walk in the door. I wasn't like, ah.
That's because you were upstairs and I refused to see you for ages.
That's not true. You came up immediately. It was, I don't know. Maybe I just don't care about that.
I think it's also just you're always going to feel obviously self-conscious about the thing that you feel self-conscious about. So for me, it was my teeth, because I just always got told oh, they're, not straight. And when I would do photo shoots and stuff, they'd be like, don't smile, because they weren't it didn't add anything to my face. So I was always told okay, it's your teeth are the issue. So that's why I'm not really caring what other people think. It's literally just me. And I'm like, oh, it's so weird not having my safety net there, which anyone with a self-conscious would also be like, yes, that makes sense. I think you just don't really have one.
Not a thing about my body, no.
No.
Not a physical
because you're a perfect specimen. Oh. Hey, Tyler.
I was going to say really, man.
Tyler just said really, man.
Should I have an insecurity?
Wow, Reese, get out of this guy.
Did you want to talk about anything else, Luke?
I love everyone that listens.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Because I remember the one time that
Maybe
I was like, I love you guys. And you were like, nah, I wouldn't go as far as to say that. So it's really nice that you've grown to our listenership and you've learned to love them.
I've come around.
You've come around.
That's my new insecurity unlocked. I'm too bloody kind.
All right. Well, also, guys, if you have any ideas for me or just straight up don't fucking do that with the kids, I probably won't listen to you, but also like...
No, I think it's nice that you want to plan something, but I'm just worried. You know what it is? I'm trying to protect your feelings because you're going to come in with this big plan like, hey,
they
kids.
don't want to play with me.
Yes.
The kids don't want to play with my game and I don't know what to do.
I know what kids are like, and they're just going to be like, oh, we don't do that anymore. Like, now we do this. And it's just like another, and you're like, oh, but I'd planned this whole...
I feel like Grace will go along with it. No matter what Maggie does, she's going to do.
Like, there's an amount of times, like, you see kids, like, just jump from one thing to the other, just, like, hyper fixate on one thing and then go, cool, that's old news. The new thing's this.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to protect your feelings. You know, if you write this big story arc...
Which I have.
That they can play out when you're not even there.
Yeah.
I just don't think when you get back, may not get the outcome that you desire. They'll be like, what?
But imagine if I do, you know.
3 months is also
that's going to feel awesome if they actually go along with it.
3 months is such a crazy long period in their life. Like when you're 5 years old, like it's like 1/20th of your life.
It's crazy. But they're only getting more intense with the game, like the playtime. So I'm hoping as their feelings and their like thoughts kind of grow up. What maths are you doing?
If it's 1/20th of your life. Yeah, I think I was right. But I don't know. I can't really be bothered to think.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for participating with us.
And Queensland shows are coming up next month in September, so I would love to see you there, as well as New Zealand. They're filling up very quickly. Get your tickets at lukekidgel.com.
Yes. All right. Goodbye, everyone.